Alright, so I made a video recently where I went over movement tricks in Krunker, and a lot of people were commenting and asking for a tutorial on how to do some of these. So I'll be doing that today and going over some basic movement principles to help you achieve those. So now for the dreaded topic, one thing that I'm pretty sure all of us wish wouldn't be an issue, but it's FPS. So FPS has affected Krunker movement in a lot of ways. Even though slide control 6 is a thing now, still a lot of movement is dependent on FPS, and if you don't have high FPS, then it'll be a struggle to do certain movement. What happens when you don't have high FPS is when you try to change direction sliding, you have to drift a little bit more than you would if you have high FPS. So as you can see, I'm on about 600 FPS right now, and I can turn around basically instantly. I can jump as soon as I land and I will turn around. But if I turn my frame cap to 60, it takes a lot longer to turn around. And that results in you not being able to gain as much speed, and you not being able to control your slide hops as well. Another thing that is affected by FPS is your jump height. So a prime example right here is this bush. On 60 FPS, if I try to jump up it, I will not even get close. But if I go into my settings and I turn my frame cap, I'm at about 500 FPS and I can get up it every try. Alright, so now we're going to get into basic movement. So our first movement trick is slide hopping. Obviously, probably most of you know how to slide hop. All you need to do is just jump, and then as soon as you land, hold shift, and then jump again while you're holding shift. And you let go of shift and rinse and repeat. Our next movement trick is moon jumps. These are critical to doing advanced movement. So moon jump is a normal slide hop, but you let go of shift before you jump again. It increases your jump height by quite a bit and allows you to get into higher surfaces than you would if you were doing a normal slide hop. A prime example of a moon jump's height increase is also this bush. With the normal slide hop, you can't even get anywhere near getting on top of this bush, but with the moon jump, you can get up it quite easily. So now I'm going to get into WD and WA strafing. So in my video, you might have seen me start off a slide hop line like this. It's because holding W and A or W and D and then jumping is faster than holding just W. So just holding W, it would be very hard to land on this pillar and then slide hop to the next one. You wouldn't be able to get enough speed. But with a WD or a WA strafe, it makes it a lot easier to get the speed to do the trick. My next movement trick I'm going to be going over is instant jumps or curb boosts. Instant jumps and curb boosts are very similar things. The difference between them is the scale on which they're done. An instant jump is when you jump onto something, you slide across it and you land, and as you're falling off of it, you hold space so that you instantly jump when you land. A curb boost is the exact same thing but on a smaller scale, like a small little ledge like this one or this one. A curb boost will give you a massive increase in speed if you do it at a decent speed. My next movement trick I'm going to go over is wall jumping. So wall jumping is a mechanic that you can only use when you're on the runner class, the SMG class, or the Akimbo Uzi class. My favorite class to use with the wall jumps is the SMG class. It is decent damage, very high fire rate, very high mag size, increased speed, and wall jumping. It's an insane class for good movement, and I recommend all of you to try it. All you need to do to get a wall jump is just walk up to a wall, and then while you're pressed against the wall, press jump. This will be used in a few movement tricks in this video. My next movement trick I'll be going over is holding a gun and ADSing while slide hopping. So, normally if you're just holding a knife while slide hopping, you can get going fast, but it takes you a little bit longer. But if you're holding a gun and you start ADSing, the time between your jumps will be a lot smaller, and with each well-timed slide hop you get more speed. So lowering your jump height by ADSing will help you a lot in gaining speed, because you'll be able to do more jumps in less time. So I'm just editing this in now, and I was looking through the comments of the last video, and I realized I actually forgot to add this movement trick into this video, so I'm going to edit it in now and show you guys how to do it. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get into one of these corners. There's one here and there's one over there that you can do it on. And you basically just need to hit shift and W, like just tap them quickly, and it'll send you forward a little bit, and then if you jump it'll preserve your momentum so you don't lose any. Unfortunately, this is only possible on above about 144 FPS, I think. But the higher FPS you have, the further it'll send you. Alright, now I'm going to get straight into the movement. On the first one, if you slide hop up this ramp and then moon jump, and then wall jump off of this wall, you can get over this wall. So you get into the common cycling habit of spraying at this wall and then peeking this spawn. The second one on Undergrowth, if you ever spawn here, you can jump onto that fountain and land on the ruined wall in mid to jump you over the dividing wall that sends you to the other half of the map. So if you spawn here, WA strafe with your gun out, and then ADS 2 times while you're jumping. Land on these barrels and then moon jump over the wall. There's one movement trick with 2 variations on kanji that I use very frequently to rotate around the map quickly. For the first one, if you jump around this corner with decent speed, you can jump and land on this box and then land over here to make your rotation a little bit quicker. The second one is a variation for SMG where you jump off the wall instead of off the box. You need a bit more speed for this one, so be prepared. I've got one movement trick in Citadel. This will be our first major implementation of moon jumps. If you come around these corners and then moon jump up this ramp, moon jump up here, and then moon jump over there, you can do a quick rotation to get up to the higher part of the map. If you like harder movement, I think this one's for you. If you ever spawn back here on Little Town, you can jump up onto this bush, get onto this roof, and then jump across these pillars to get onto this box and onto this truck. You can use this to rotate around the map for CTF or for point. It can also be fun to use in pubs, but it's a little bit difficult. On Sandstorm, a common spawn is this plateau. If you slide hop over to Market, you can get on this box and then jump over this wall to get to where most of the action in the map is happening. Another trick on Sandstorm is if you moon jump onto this roof, you can jump over most of the enemies and gain a massive speed increase into the center of the map. Our last useful movement trick for pubs is here on Oasis. Sometimes if you rotate back here, it takes a little bit too long to get back. So if you're playing SMG, you can wall jump off the back of this statue and get over this wall. It provides you a fast rotation and gets you back into the center of the map. Our last movement trick isn't necessarily a hard one or a useful one. It's a very easy setup, and I'll show you how to do it so you can have fun in pubs or in customs with your friends. If you do a W and A strafe onto this box, jump straight forward once, jump right here, and then land on the scaffolding and jump over the gap, you can make the gap. If you turn around and then jump again, you'll have the right amount of speed to make the gap again. So that's all I've got for movement tricks today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer all of them. Thanks for watching.